This skill is given a modified bed bath, face, and one arm, hand, and underarm. This time, Lewis says she's washed her hands,
Wash my hands.
knock on the door, provide privacy, make sure the bed's locked in lowest position,
Bed locked and low.
explain procedure.
Hey, Hannah, I'm ready to see you now. I'm going to give you a bed bath.
She'll now go to the linen cart. She will put a towel on the overbed table. She'll get 3 washcloths, 1 towel, and 1 gown. This time she will come over and get her basin, her gloves and soap. She can actually go and put those on the overbed table if she likes at this time. Then she goes to the clean sink. She turns on both faucets where the water will be tepid. Again, while using water, she has to fill the water before the client fills to make sure it's okay. She goes back to the bedside, asks the client to fill.
Can you fill the water?
Okay, this time she says she washes her hands and puts her gloves back on.
I wash my hands.
Then she goes and she takes the dirty gown off of the client, avoiding overexposure. She will cover her back up with the sheet. Again, it does not matter which arm she takes out first for this skill. She goes directly to the dirty hamper and puts the dirty gown into the hamper. At this time, she will put the towel across the client's chest. And she will now wet her washcloth and make a mitt. A mitt is not required. You do not have to make a mitt for this skill, but I have taught my students to do this, so whatever they prefer is fine. Remember, no soap on the face. After her mitt is made, she will take one corner of the washcloth and she will start from the inside of the eye and do one swipe towards the outside. She'll take another corner of the washcloth and do the same thing with the other eye. Then she will wash the face with the washcloth. Now she will put the washcloth on the table or the basin. She will take the towel and pat the face dry. And she will put the towel up under the client's left arm. And she will stretch her arm out there. This time she'll push her sleeve up where she can get to her underarm. She will take another washcloth and wet this. And again, if she prefers to make a mitt, she can. She'll put soap on the washcloth. And she will start washing the hand and the arm and the underarm, making sure that she cleans in between each finger. As she washes the arm. And the last part will be the underarm. Now she'll take another washcloth for her rinsing. And she would do the same thing with rinsing. It's not required which way she would actually wash or rinse her hand. She could start with the arm. Does not say in the handbook how it has to be done. Just as long as it's washed. It has to be washed, and the underarm will be rinsed last. Now she will take the towel and she will pat the arm dry, making sure that everything is dry on her arm and her underarm. And in between her fingers, make sure she lifts the arm up to dry the underarm. At this time, she will take the clean gown and she'll lay it over the sheet and apply the clean gown to the client. Again, does not matter which arm she starts with first. The client can actually help her do this by holding her arms up. And she will take the sheet and cover her up. Now she would take the table with all the dirty linen to the dirty area, and she'll dispose of all the dirty linen into the hamper. Put the soap on the counter. She'll put the water into the bedside commode. She'll rinse it and put the rinse water into the bedside commode. And she will dry all surfaces. And she would take the last towel and put it into the hamper. She will now take her gloves off the proper way and say she's washed her hands.
I washed my hands.
Go back to the client. Give her the call button. Make sure the bed's locked in lowest position.
Your bed's still locked, don't worry.
Push the curtain back. Say she's washed her hands and completed her skill.